and you can save it. Sort of good stuff. And that's really about it for me. Not a huge amount, but it's actually quite considerable. There was one more thing. Inside of here, you can now tag wire layers as not having wire numbers. So if I go and edit my wire layers, just go here. I now have a wire numbering column here saying, do I want wire numbers on this layer or not? You can turn wire numbers off on certain layers if you require, especially if you're doing block diagrams. And that's basically what I call it in. So that you can do a block diagram, use the wire function, and not have to worry about the wire numbering. So, how many of you use AutoCAD to do schematics? Just plain AutoCAD. There are valid reasons to switch to this. There really are. Those 5 of my reasons to switch to this are so the symbol libraries are standard. There's Australian standard symbol libraries in there. The bills and materials are going to be right. How many of you look at the schematic and go, oh yeah, okay, go into an Excel spreadsheet and fill out the blanks? You don't have to do that in the manufacturer's data. The database inside the manufacturer's database is ordered on 250 megabytes. Automated wire symbol numbering and real-time error checking. So that if you place a relay in there and add an extra contact that it shouldn't have, it'll tell you. It'll say, hey, you can't do that. It's part number. You need to change something. And if you reference between drawings and you move one part of that component, then it will update the cross-reference between the two. So you guys using AutoCAD, you should look at this. It's really good. Would have saved me a bunch of time a few years ago. And that's AutoCAD electrical. Any questions? Any thoughts?
Energex and Ergon have fairly strict standards with the way they want things displayed, etc. Just have a look at it's getting close to being able to be usable for what we do in the distribution network. It's probably outside the scope of what most people do.
Yeah. You can generate your own symbols. They're just standard AutoCAD blocks.
Okay.
Right, so anybody can look at them. Anybody, right down, well, as far as LT, somebody can open them in LT and look at them and change attributes on the blocks, and you can read it back and it'll update everything.
Okay.
So there's great advantages to it. Next item on the agenda tonight is the AutoCAD mechanical. That's handy. Right, again, ribbon interface and workspaces. I'm getting a bit of feedback here. Ribbon interfaces, again, they're standard across the suite of products. Workspaces, they've been incorporated back into AutoCAD mechanical, so there are 3 standard workspaces. There's mechanical, structure, and mechanical classic. So mechanical uses the browser. Those of you who don't use the browser, use it like AutoCAD. Lots of you? Yeah. Right. You should look at this making mechanical structure because it's a wonderful thing. And so we have mechanical, which is just straight AutoCAD mechanical. Structure, which is the one we were just in. And if you've really got a phobia over the ribbon, you can go back to classic and you'll get cool bars. Me, I like structure. The tooltips, these are magic. If you rest your cursor on something, you rest rest your cursor on an item, it should give you help. So detail view, and then more help, and then if you have problems with that, you push F1, and it'll send you directly to the help for creating detail views. Just to prove that it wasn't a fluke, over here, raise construction lines, F1, construction lines. So it's pretty interactive help kind of set up. Now Peter demonstrated also the parametrics involved. This is also incorporated in here. So we have a parametric tab as part of the workspaces. And with that also comes the constraint manager, which you can then go and modify, add equations for your dimensional constraints, show and hide, all that sort of information. We're going to be working back in home at the moment. Now, rectangles. Rectangles are pretty boring, right? AutoCAD Mechanical's got various ways to generate a rectangle. It's not just 2 points. Okay, we've got to start here. The point of base, the point of height, centre, and a corner. There's a more option, which gives you a whole bunch of options on how to generate a rectangle. Or a square. Right. Squares equal sides. You can generate a point and a dimension, and it'll take that dimension and put it in. So, but it's still this guy. So midpoint of the base and the top corner. So here. And with the dynamic input turned on, which was introduced a few releases ago, you can type these dimensions straight in. So 400, tab, 400. So I have an 800 by 400 rectangle. Now, as I said, there's lots of ways of generating those. You guys will be mechanical and play with that. It's fun. Now, once you've done that, you may want to copy and rotate it. So there's a copy. It's got here, move, copy, and rotate function. Okay. So if I do that, I'll say, all right, I want to rotate, I want to move and rotate, I want to rotate and then move. So I've got the options. Maybe I want to move it then rotate it. Do I want to copy it? Yes or no? So here we'll make a copy of it. So here's my object. So where's my base point? Well, I'll try and pick up about there. I'm going to move it. Then I'm going to rotate it. And it's done. It's copied. So it's got 3 commands in one. Really, really a lot of heartache from. General BOM enhancements. So your bill of materials. Now these only appear if you're using structure. Okay. So you can, again, it's that look at the model, look at a spreadsheet, transfer from the model to the spreadsheet. If you use structure with parts and assemblies like the bingo, the bill of materials takes care of itself, so the parts list automatically updates.